Okay, everyone, as you can see, um, I'm finally doing editing on my reviews. Um, please comment on what you think about
Hey
it.
everyone, how's it
So,
going?
yeah, enjoy the review.
It's in the openers. Warning, spoilers. Okay, like I thought this was gonna be one of those stupid, reboots. Nothing really was gonna be different. Same old thing that we've seen before. Uh, until like I heard later on that they were gonna be in high school and they have just begun. I thought, okay, maybe this is gonna be like promoting the live action movie. But surprisingly, no. This one was different from the other ones. This one actually had a story arc. I'm not saying that there wasn't a Scooby Doo series that didn't have a story arc, but the only one I can think of right now is What's New Scooby Doo. Not What's New Scooby Doo. Shaggy and Scooby Doo Get a Clue, and personally, I pretend that never happened. This series was really good, and let's jump into the story.
Alright, the story really begins when Daphne discovers a locket in the cavern of Crystal Cove. At first, she thinks it belongs to the main villain of the episode, but later, the gang gets a message from a guy called Mr. E, who tells them that the real mystery has just begun, and they should have left that locker where they found it. Um, later they find out that the locker used to belong to a girl who was in a group called Mystery Incorporated, much like them, except their mascot was a talking parrot instead of Scooby. Later on, they encounter the parrot, Professor Pericles, who would be the main antagonist story, and surprisingly, he is actually kind of threatening.
And I gotta say, uh, Professor Pericles was surprisingly freaking threatening. I can't believe I'm saying this. A parrot was threatening. But, well, the first time I was surprised about something that shouldn't be so dangerous. Like, the peacock from Kung Fu Panda was surprisingly badass. Um, so, I guess parrots being threatening is pretty cool.
But anyway, Mr. E would actually help them out time to time, give them clues on the mystery, and even hire people to be monsters and help them learn a little bit more about this. And he does this like several times. Like, for example, there's one girl who who he actually hires twice. Like the first time in the prom episode, and another time like near the finale. Um, Also, you know, we'd have characters who were actually people we knew several times being the monsters. For example, there was like this group of kids who like always had um, like always had something to complain about. Like they actually had a list of complaints, and they end up being like the monsters in one episode. And there's another girl who's like who's like a really unpopular person who's like shows up several times, and she ends up being like a manticore. Um, but anyway, the animation's all right. Like the designs of some of the characters are really interesting. I don't like the animation on okay, I forgot his name. The guy with the blonde hair. I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't remember his name. I've heard it like 100 times, and now I've just forgot about it. So yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, his designs is not that great. Like I didn't really know that was him. And I can barely recognize him sometimes because like his chin is way too big. And no, I'm not gonna do a Bruce Campbell joke because it's been done like 100 times. Plus, also his personality was kind of weird. Like he in here was really obsessed with traps. Like Yeah, they made traps in a TV show, but he was really obsessed with it. Like, he even had magazines with girls in bikinis, having traps being shown. Um, but he also had, like, some problems, like him not knowing his mom and how his dad wanted him to forget about the mysteries and actually do, his dad's work and hoping that he would become mayor someday. Um, and then we had, like, a sub story with Velma and Shaggy having a relationship. And I thought, you know, I don't have a problem with the relationship. I just wish they didn't always talk about it. Like, I want them to focus on the mystery, not, this stupid love story about them. Like, I really just wanted them to focus on the mystery, and the subplot with them and the relationship just was not working. Um, then um, then we have the finale for season one, because they are preparing for another season. In the promos, they always said, you think you know how it's gonna end, but not really. And I knew how it was gonna end. I knew that who the monster was gonna be. If you watch the series, you can kind of tell who it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna end well for some people, like even the people in the gang, but it really is pretty depressing. I'm not really going to reveal what happens. All I will say is that who the monster is going to be is pretty obvious, and they do explain what happened to teenagers in the ending. So I have to say this was still pretty good. I didn't really want the teen angst involved. Um, And the animation's pretty interesting. I like the designs of the monsters. Sometimes the people though were pretty stupid. Like I one time in my old account did a video where this guy clearly sees a girlfriend being dragged on by a creature, and he's just ignoring her, and she's even being dragged on into the sand. Like I kind of find it a little weird that he's like not even freaked out a bit. Like he calls it a trick. Look, dude, if that's happening to you, you have to be really stupid, man.
And, that's all I gotta say. If you're a Scooby Doo fan, I highly recommend it. That's all I gotta say. Goodbye.